Everyone, it's Amy from Fitness Together here with another recipe video. Today I'm going to show you how to make chicken pot pie. It's a little bit more involved than my recipes in the past, but it's well worth it. Ray usually eats about half the casserole in one sitting, so it's really good. So instead of using a bread product as the crust, we're going to use cauliflower. One cauliflower is about 150 to 200 calories, so over a whole casserole, that's like nothing. So we're also going to use carrots, celery, red onions. You can use yellow onions or whatever you prefer. We're going to use peas, nutritional yeast, organic coconut milk, and shredded chicken from Whole Foods. I just buy the whole chicken shredded up. It's a lot easier than having to cook it yourself. And it's also organic. And organic chicken broth. This will give it the pot pie flavor that we're used to. I get the low sodium one because when I went to Whole Foods today, I was looking at all the chicken broth and all of them use regular salt. So I'd rather get low sodium and put my own sea salt in it if I need to. So, okay, so I put about a teaspoon of coconut oil, and I'm just going to saute the onions. And once those are a little bit translucent, I'm going to add in the carrots and the celery. Okay, I'm going to throw in the carrots now and the celery. And we don't have to cook these completely because we're going to add the coconut oil and the chicken and we're going to let that simmer. So you just want to brown them a little bit. I also forgot to tell you to preheat the oven to 350. We are going to put the finished product in there in a little bit. So just mixing that up. Been cooking for about 2 to 3 minutes. You don't have to make it soft. We're putting them in the oven, so they're going to cook a little bit more. So I'm going to slowly start pouring in the coconut milk. So this is in lieu of using heavy cream or another type of dairy. Coconut milk has a lot of fat. It's good fat, and I only used about a cup. I didn't use the whole can. I might put a little bit more, but we'll see. I have a lot of chicken, but like I said, you're making a whole casserole, so unless you have a Ray in your house, you're not eating the whole thing in one sitting. Okay, we're going to let that simmer for a little bit, and then we're going to add the chicken. The mixture is kind of boiling. It's like simmering right now. It's on medium heat as well. I forgot to mention that. So I'm going to throw in the chicken. It's a whole lot of chicken. And like I said, I took this from a ready cooked chicken from Whole Foods. I just shredded it. Let's say that 3 times fast. That's hard to say. Okay, I am going to put a little bit more of the coconut oil just because I want the mixture to be a little bit more wet than it is. Okay. I'm also going to add the chicken broth. The recipe calls for, the recipe calls for 2 tablespoons, but like I said, I kind of play with it and see how it tastes and how it looks. So I think we need a little bit more coconut milk. Just want to make sure everything's incorporated. Notice I'm not putting in the peas. Peas are already cooked when they're frozen like that. So you don't want to put them in too early because then they become that dark green color and they basically lose all their nutrients when they're that color. So don't want to do that. Okay, we're just going to let this cook for a little bit. The mixture has been simmering for a couple more minutes. My lovely assistant over here pointed out that I said coconut oil instead of coconut milk. I did add more coconut milk, not coconut oil. So I'm going to add the peas now. I did run them under the sink to take the coldness out, so I won't have to cook this too long. But you literally just have to mix them in because this is going into the oven. So the peas won't come out frozen, basically. Okay. So this is pretty much done. I'm going to take this off and I'm going to show you how to make the crust. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to make the crust. So I just cooked the cauliflower. I boiled it for about 3 or 4 minutes, just until it's soft. It doesn't have to be super soft, because then the mixture is gonna come out too watery. So I'm gonna just put it in a high-speed blender. You could probably use a food processor as well, but I'm just gonna, sorry, the plate is like really hot. Okay, we're gonna throw that in there. I forgot to add one ingredient. I'm just gonna put a little bit of olive oil, just a little bit, not too much. We're also going to put a little bit of nutritional yeast. I always start with a little bit. That's about a tablespoon, and then I add more if necessary. And sea salt. This is not this stuff that it says, it's sea salt. We just buy it in a big bag, so it's hard to. I'm also going to put a little bit of water just to get the mixture going. Start with a little bit. If you put too much, it'll come out really liquidy. This is also how you make cauliflower mashed potatoes. So 2 birds with 1 stone. This is like halfway through. We're still gonna blend it so it looks smooth, but I can't video and blend at the same time. Okay, the mixture is done. As you can see, it's very like the consistency of mashed potatoes. So now we're gonna build the chicken pot pie. We're gonna take the mixture that we made, and we're just gonna put it in a casserole, pan. I know it doesn't look very appetizing, but it's delicious. Okay, just spread it out evenly. Then we're going to take the cauliflower and you're going to put it on top. And you can see it's not very liquidy. If you do make it liquidy, it's okay, it'll still taste good. Finished putting all the cauliflower on top. I'm just smoothing it out. It's okay that it's peeking through. I probably could have gotten a little bigger cauliflower, but no harm, no foul. Still gonna taste delicious. Okay, I'm just gonna put this in the oven for about 10-15 minutes. Remember, everything's cooked already, so you don't really need to cook anything. You just wanna kind of brown the top of the cauliflower. All right, the casserole is out of the oven. It's been in there for about 15 minutes. As you can see, it's browned on the side. It is bubbling and it's super hot. And as you can see, it's not the same, like the exact consistency of pot pie. Like, this is never going to get super hard, but it is going to be the same taste without all the added calories. So, hope you enjoy. Thanks.